Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. Tonight we're going to take a look at a free DLC that came out for Farming Simulator 19. This is the Holmer Terra variant. What this is basically they call this a transporter. Okay, so it's one of those niche things that I don't know if you would actually end up buying one of these for your farm. They're very expensive, like to the tune of almost $500,000. But they do very specific things. It's a cool device. Once again, it came out as a free DLC. Now, this originally came out as a paid DLC for Farm Sim 15, along with the Holmer Terra beet harvester. So you had kind of a system with the beet harvester and then the transporter. What this device does, basically, it's like a tractor, sort of, but it's designed to transport slurry, manure, also can do some cultivation, some tractor type activities. And you can see here on the back there is a 3-point hitch. There are two models. We have the 435 and then we have the 585. The 435 is a fixed device. This only comes with a slurry tank on the back. So this is specifically for doing slurry or digestate. Then you can hook either this cultivator on the back, and what this does is it cultivates and injects slurry at the same time. Or you can use this spreader, which just puts the slurry on the field like fertilizer. Both of these attachments work, and I'll show you here so you can see what I'm talking about. And my kids have the tracker on, so I can't move around when I'm in cab. But here's the idea. You can disconnect that from the back of the tractor, and I can then hook this unit up to the back. So this will take either of those, but this one is a little bit more limited in the fact that it's only for slurry. But it has this. So we've got the wide tires on. These come with wide, standard, and narrow tires. You can see here I have the standard tires on the 585. Now the 585 is modular. So what does that mean? Well, I'll show you. 585 can drop. Once again, this tank, we have the same tank on, but so you can see that other one only carries 16,000 liters of slurry. You have to apologize my voice. I have a cold today. This one has 21,000 liters. So this has a bigger capacity, and you can do this. Watch. I can drop off the spreader, and I can also drop off the tank itself. And that you can't do that with the 400 series. Sorry about that. We're going to pull over here. Now, you'll notice these have all-wheel steering. They also have an interesting feature that I'll show you on the field. But here we can see this is because it's modular, we can switch into these different containers. So we have, this is the grain bin, and it's basically an auger wagon. It works as under the same principles as the other auger wagons in the game. So I can get it to, there we go, put pipe out. It doesn't dump, but it augers. Put that pipe out, and then you can load it into a truck or whatever you want to deliver with. This does something. I'm pressing the A button. It's doing something, but I'm not sure. Oh, that's right. It has these little wheels. If you want to keep the weight distributed a little bit better, you can raise and lower those. But there's that. And we have all-wheel steering once again. Pretty cool stuff. Now, the Terra will also crab. And what the crab steer is for, when farmers drive on fields, they want the weight to be distributed across a larger amount. Did I just say across? That's not proper English, Arthur. Across. They want the weight distributed across less soil so that you're not compacting as much soil. So you have different steer modes, and I got to figure out how to get in there. Let's see. Toggle. I'll show you those. Left control Y, which is, what's that on the joystick? Oh, well. Now you have front wheel steering, and then left control Y, and you'll see this is the crab steering. You can turn, but then when the tractor drives straight, it's going to crab leg. And what that does is that distributes weight. You're not driving over the same patch of ground over and over again. And they actually do this. This is an important feature for this device because it's so heavy with all the weight that you put on the back that it actually helps save the field from some compaction. So this is a real thing, and farmers do use it. Some of the JCB tractors also do the crab steering. So Also the Holmer Terra beet harvester crab steers. So let's get out here on the road. So let's take a look at the different tanks. This gives you 4 different options, and they're pretty flexible options at that. The one that we have right now does potatoes. It does sugar beets. It also does hay and straw, and then chaff. So if you want to run alongside a forage harvester that's chaffing corn, he'll spray that into the back of this, and you'll fill up with chaff, and then you can unload it into a tractor that's waiting at the side of the field, or a semi-truck. So that allows you to collect. I think it's like 31,000, I believe, is how much this holds. We'll take a look here at the Holmer stuff. Holmer. Actually, this might not be. Yeah, it'll come under Holmer. Oh, by the way, this thing shows up under miscellaneous. If you're looking for the Terra variants, and you're not going through the Holmer menu like what I just did, these show up under miscellaneous in the menu. So 35,000? Yeah, 35,000 liters. It carries sugar beets, potatoes, chaff, straw, grass, and hay. It does not carry straw. So straw is wrong. Oh, sorry about that. And then we have this grain tank, which is the other one that we looked at with the auger. Augie Doggy. And that auger does all the same things that your tippers do, or that augers do. So, see, that folds it up. You have... you can do fertilizer, you can do like solid fertilizer, you can do seed, but you can do all the different grains, corn, anything that's a grain type product goes into this auger wagon. Here we have the Holmer Anneberger, and this is a manure spreader, so simple as that, it spreads manure. Let's go ahead and take a look at that, but I don't really have any, unfortunately I don't have any manure to show you because this is my demo map, and I don't have any cows on here, so we have no manure set up to spread, but we can kind of look at the way it functions. And we'll open it up. That opens up the back. Let's see. Can we turn this on? No, we can't turn it on being empty. There you can see you can see the manure in action as it spreads the manure. That's a pretty wide spread, actually. Now, we're buying all that manure, so it's costing us a fortune. That there's none actually in the back of the tipper, but... it's manuring. There we go. So that's what it looks like doing the manure action. Pretty cool stuff. So that's one of the functions of this device. Oh, and I turned off the, so we can see the interior. This is what the inside looks like. And that's pretty cool. Looks like we got a, no, there's not a working cam. We've got a non-functional cam in the back. We have all our controls, none of which are real, but whatever. So we're going to go ahead and put this guy out in the field. You can see an example of what this looks like when it does the slurry put down. We put the worker on though so you can see the actual slurry coming out. There it goes, and you can see it turning the grass brown. So from the one section where we don't own it, he's going to hit the tree. Donk. Worker's getting lost. So there we go. So that's the slurry spreader. Once again, that does not cultivate. That just spreads fertilizer onto the ground. And that's, of course, either slurry or digestate. Slurry comes from the animal pens, like if you have cows, or I think the other one is pigs. Digestate comes from the biogas plant. When you make silage at the biogas plant, you'll get digestate. So that guy is, see, there we go. He's spreading all that stuff. No, this is slurry right now, but pretty cool, huh? We'll go ahead and fold that up. And I'll show you the other attachment using the other device. We have the 400 series, and that's pretty cool when you start it up. You see that? Hang on. I get out. The mirrors fold in and the stairs go down. That's pretty cool. Such a weird cabin. Like, there's just nothing up front. It's all just... everything's to the right. Still bales on the field here, but we're just using this for demo purposes so you guys can see how these operate. We'll go ahead and unfold this. And I'm going to turn the slurry wagon on. Now I'm going to have to hire a worker, so... because I don't have any slurry in the tank. There we go. But you can see there, this cultivates and fertilizes at the same time. Once again, if you have cows, slurry is free, so... this is a great way to do this. Whoops, 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 whoops. Throw a little bale snake in there and some silage. But that's how this works. Just want to show you guys that functionality. Cultivation and fertilization right there. One thing for some reason I started doing way back in 15, I'd always look at what the headlights look like. So there's the headlights. There's the tail lights, and there's full-on headlights. Once again, boop, boop, boop. I don't know why I would do that. Maybe because I think with Farm Sim 15, a lot of the mods had like terrible headlights, like they just didn't look right. So I would always show if the headlights looked good or if they didn't. But that's become kind of a standard of my videos, always showing like how the headlights look. A little bit weird, I know, but. Alright, so we're going to put these two to the test once again. So we've seen the manure wagon spreading. We've seen the slurry, both functions. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to get some chaff in this. We can also do sugar beets in this. So let me get that set up and I'll be right back. Alright, so we are on the North Frisian March map. This is a very European style map. It actually used to be Westbridge Hills, which is an American map. But they took it and made it into a Middle Europe map, kind of supposed to be like Holland or Belgium or something like that. So Middle European farming at its best. So we're gonna go do this. Netherlands, that type of thing. How many blinkers on this guy? There we go. There we go. So let's unfold this thing, and we're gonna put this. We're gonna put this to chat. We're gonna chaff with this. Get some chaff loaded on here so you guys can see that. You can also put some potatoes or sugar beets in here if I can find any on the map, but it's all the same. But I just want to show you can do this, which is kind of cool. I didn't realize you could do this with this, and I don't know if yes, you will. I was gonna say I don't know. Oh, oops! Please tell me you didn't see that. All right, left button. There we go. So we're going to go into our alt steering mode. We're going to run along the field here. And he's missing crop, but... Now, I need to set the cruise control, so we're going to get behind him a little bit here, and then we'll catch up. There we go. I'm not good at pressing like 10 buttons at once. Come on, turn the cruise control on, doofus. There we go. And so we can see there we're collecting chaff as he's foraging our corn. Pretty cool stuff. And we're running sideways, which is what they do, believe it or not. I've seen them do it. Look up the Terra on YouTube. There's videos of the, not Terra the Terra Variant on YouTube. You'll see the Eco 600 model. This is the 585. But you'll see them doing exactly what we're doing here. And they do jog down the field sideways. And once again, the point of that is to prevent soil compaction. Helps make your soil healthier without crushing it. Because instead of running it over twice, you're just running it over once. Looks a little weird. I don't know. The guy driving, that must make him crazy. Like the person driving him, he's like, wow, this is... Can you imagine driving like this? It just feels weird. Anyway. I think we outpaced our... We got too far ahead of him. The pipe on the forage wagon can only go so far forward. Now, the capacity is a little bit small at 35,000. I think most of our wagons carry a lot more than that. Like up to 60, 50, something like that. So that's a little bit frustrating because we're not able to carry as much as you could in one of those. But if you're looking for an all-in-one type transporter system, instead of buying auger wagons and stuff, you buy this in a truck. You know, that's what you're going to be dealing with. So is this worth it? Well, it's free, so yeah. But I mean, is it worth it in game? That's a tough one. We have the IT runner, which is also a modular system. I think with the IT runner, you get a little bit more bang for your buck because it has larger tippers and doesn't cost quite as much to get into. The IT runner base is $15,000 or $55,000. Each tipper is like $10,000 to $20,000. Whereas this, you're looking at, you know, $300,000 to $400,000 to get in. Yeah, 400. Let's just call it that. Plus, you know, the tippers are $70,000, or the bunkers or whatever, the carrying device. That's pretty dang expensive. So, is it worth it? I don't. I'm going to say on this one, probably. I don't know. If I was a farmer, I'd have a really hard time justifying buying this piece of equipment. It's a cool piece of equipment, but I think most American farmers anyway would be like, no way, too expensive. This doesn't work out. So here's the problem right here. Now, maybe if I change the steering mode. Let's see. Is it left, right? There we go. Yeah, that'll work. There we go. So you got to change steering modes there, so you're not hitting him with the pipe. And we are full, so we're gonna change steering modes again, and we're gonna drive off the field. And this will get unloaded into a waiting semi truck. So let's go ahead and simulate that. All right, so we got the man truck inbound. He's gonna unload this. Doesn't even have to leave the road. There we go. Same principle for the sugar beets, same principle for the potatoes. You guys get the idea. This unloads and carries those things. So that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at the auger wagon type deal with a harvester, and we'll do a similar type operation. And we'll have seen all of the things that this does. That's pretty cool. You can see in the bottom there, look. They move to the center. See that? That's pretty cool. All done. All right. I'll see you on the other field. All right. So we've got the variant out here, and we are going to unload this harvester. Oh. Ooh. Foul. That wasn't very realistic, Arthur. Okay. So. Oh, and my cruise control is not set again. This is what you get for loading and just throwing in a game. Ooh, that is really a close clearance there. Part of the issue is that this thing rides kind of high up, so even the biggest harvester is pretty close to hitting the roof. So you got to watch and make sure your harvester, that the pipe is high enough on the harvester to get into the Terra Variant. If it's, I have a feeling some of those smaller, you know, like beginner harvesters would not have the clearance that you need to get the pipe up into the top of the unit. So it's pretty cool, though. That's what it looks like operating a crab leg. It does look wrong, doesn't it? Something just looks not right about this, but it is better for the field, so that's what they do. Yeah, that's just a weird. I suppose you drive like this. I don't know if the seat pivots. They probably do. I'd imagine the seat pivots a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Looks rather uncomfortable. I'm gonna let him go ahead because I didn't obviously prepare for that. So then once we have our crop in the unit, we can put our auger out, and we're going to go find a truck, so I'll be right back. I didn't bring a truck out because I'm a doof. So I shall return shortly. Our grain truck has arrived. We're going to be naughty. Crush. Ooh. Once again, demo farm. Demo farm. It's okay, folks. It's all meant for just demoing anyway. This is going to be difficult. A little tighten here. There we go. And the auger wagon spills. And everyone's happy. There is the product going into the back of the tipper. And we're done. And that gives you an idea of how the Holmer works. Once again, I think it is a useful system. What's going to be really useful to is an established farm. If you've got cows, pigs, sheep, or you've been doing a lot of silage, and you've got a ton of digestate stored up and manure, and then you also, you could sell some tippers, you could sell any kind of slurry equipment that you had and any kind of manure equipment and get it all in one unit. Or if you're planning on expanding that direction, then you make a powerhouse. You get, you're going to buy that hopper for doing silage, and you do silage, and then you make a bunch of slurry or digestate at the silage plant, and then you're going to get the tanker, and you're going to take the slurry and you're going to spread it on the field and cultivate at the same time. I mean, this is one of those kits that has a lot of combination possibilities. So like the IT runner, it's a very flexible system for farmers that want to have like one unit that does everything. You could kind of use this as a tractor for plowing and stuff like that. It probably would damage the equipment. I don't think this thing is designed to really do plowing and stuff like that. It's more designed to transport heavy things. It does have the 3-point hitch on the back, but you'll notice there's no power takeoff. So though it probably can run, the game probably will allow you to run it. I think in real life you probably would not see one of these doing tractor duties. You'd more often see it doing this kind of stuff, transporting. And so it does bring a pretty flexible system into the game. Once again, it's free, so get it, but it's cool. I just kind of wanted to show you what it does and give you an overview of what you can do with it. But just, think big with this guy. You can definitely do, if you're doing corn and you're doing silage from start to finish, you buy this unit to collect the chaff. You buy, that tanker that we have left out on the field over there. Not the Terra tanker, but the, I'll show you. I try to describe it the best I can and I never get it right. So, this is the guy I'm talking about. Our slurry tank. You have the slurry tank. You buy that. Now it is $70,000. You got to have some serious money to buy this stuff. But you buy this to make the chaff. You put that into the biogas plant. The biogas plant makes you money, and you also, when you process that silage, you get back slurry. So you use that digestate to, fertilize. And you buy the cultivator, and you can cultivate and fertilize at the same time. And then you take it a step further, and you buy the grain bin. When your harvest is done, you can collect the grain with this. And if you have cows, you can spread the manure with the manure spreader. So there is a lot of flexibility with the Terra Variant. I think it's a great piece of equipment, but you're going to be spending some money to get into this. I mean, like if you're starting a new farm, it's not practical because it's going to cost you half the money that you have when you do a start from scratch, or even the other farm mode. What is it? Farm manager. Either of those modes. I mean, you could afford this with all the tippers and stuff like that, but it's going to cost you most of the money that you have to get all that stuff. So I don't know if it's worth it or not. You still need to have a tractor and a harvester. So anyway, that's the Terra Variant. Once again, it's a piece of equipment that I don't use very often in the game, but it is there, and it is a cool device. And maybe we'll see it pop up on the multiplayer farm. We'll have to see. Have a great night, guys. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help, and we will see you next time. Farm Sim 19. Bye.